Hey, comrades. Uh, so, yeah, it looks like the doomsday clock has reached 100 minutes to midnight. This is not looking good, people. Like, as the scientists are saying, uh, they're saying that we are at risk of nuclear annihilation and catastrophic climate change. Dun, dun, dun. So what are we gonna do? Not looking good. So, one thing we could do is attack the root of the whole problem here. You know, what is the cause of nuclear weapons proliferation? It would seem to be you know, it's like an extension of an army, right? It's weapons for an army. Okay, so let's examine armies here, Let's try doing that before World War III starts. I guess y'all just like don't remember what World War II was like apparently. So yeah. But anyway, so yeah, the root of armies is money. That was what was used to raise the first armies. It was necessary, in fact, to raise armies big enough to forge whole big empires. Like the first ones, like 6,000 years ago, like the Egyptian empire, the Mesopotamians, the Romans, the Chinese and Indus River Valley people, and peoples in Africa and the Americas that I'm forgetting about too. Anyway, right. So yeah, all these civilizations started, and they didn't start off well because they were forged by armies. So basically, I think that's how they started getting really big. These people, these empires printed currency, and then they got their army to form, and then that army went and just terrorized everybody. So you can't even imagine a world without money, though, can you? Well, this is why we're having this fireside chat here. Like, let's get seriously, guys. Like, seriously, like fireside chat time. And we're not just gonna leave it to the president of the United States to do the fireside chats here, people. Okay, we are going to need to like have lots of them. So I'd recommend you sit by a fire soon, turn on your video camera, start recording, and address the issues of the day. One of the biggest issues is fire here, the restriction of fire. Because people are like, oh, we're all afraid of fire. Yeah, because you don't know how to use it. They don't teach you about it in school, do they? Among other things like medicine, engineering, useful stuff that helps you meet your basic needs, agriculture. Where is the mention of this? Where's that in the curricula? What is this math, English, science, and history? Alright, it's all just like a joke imposed upon you by the prison guards. So, anyway, yeah, this fire here is very important for a non-monetary economy to form, you see, which would enable us to not use money and then not raise armies and then not totally destroy the world with nuclear war until they like extract all those super profitable fossil fuels and cause climate change. Okay, yeah, wouldn't that be cool, right? Then we wouldn't be going extinct. Okay, so anyway, yeah, fire. Very important. Alright, why do you think the Standing Rock tribe had one going 24/7 in the middle of the Great Gathering? A shitty Sakowin, which I'm mispronouncing. Sorry, bro. But anyway, yeah. So fire, you can get warm, you can cook food. Wow, it's primitive, pretty basic, right? You don't need like hardly any tools, man. And you can actually just get some rock and just get a magnifying glass, matches, a lighter, whatever. It's so basic, right? You don't need a huge means of production already in the non-monetary economy to have fire. Yeah. And you can have it inside a teepee. That's what makes teepees so much cooler than tents. They don't have they have a, like they don't have a floor except the ground. Like you're on the ground. Yeah, it's not always that bad if you know what you're doing. On the ground, and on the ground you can dig a fire pit, and you can have a fire, and you can warm the simple shelter that you're sleeping in, but you can't do that in a tent, people. So in a tent you're going to be cold, and unless you have some fancy technology that is probably unsafely heating it up. But in a TV, and you can have a fire inside. Right, it's a great structure. It's just like a tent, but it's better. But people are like, oh no, we're culturally appropriating the Lakota people if we use teepees. Like, nah, stop. Nah, it's time to live in some teepees, man. These are units that are not controlled by the landlord, by the way, which is like one of the main things that makes everybody have to use money. And it's like the most egregious violation of human rights ever that we're still peasants under these lords. When this continent was free before certain people showed up from across the Atlantic Ocean, it was totally cool to like put your teepee or other sheltery thing that you have, put it anywhere. Practically, I mean, you can't, not quite everywhere. Couldn't put it like right next to certain people, probably, or like in enemy territory. You might have trouble, but there's probably a lot less enemy territory back then than all these so-called scholars are saying. What motivation did the truly free people on this continent have to go to war? Really, they couldn't even raise an army with that money. But now you may ask, well, okay, how are you going to create complex technology with that money? Well, like at all, right? How are you going to organize that? Okay, well, it's going to get organized. The thing is, if you're organizing things, the production through money, it tends towards vile things, as vile as the money, and as vile as the empire issuing it. Bad stuff happens. Okay, and it's all like this centralized control and domination of those with less money by those with more. Yeah, it leads to war. And I don't know if you've ever been in war, but I know people who have. I don't think they recommend war. Yeah, you may say, well, those terrorists, they talk to us, so, we gotta make things safe, man. Like, if you wanna make things safe, okay, how about get some anti-aircraft in here? Alright, where was our well-regulated militia at 9/11? Nowhere, right? It's just like the U.S. Army, they're busy with, growing their empire, and, they don't have a bunch of anti-aircraft guns around this country to protect, huge buildings like the World Trade Center and the Pentagon from terrorists. You would think that would kind of help, right? But they didn't even think of that because they're too busy trying to conquer everybody else. Nice job, guys. So, yeah, anyway. Right, so how do you create complex technology without money? Well, the same way we do now, we just don't exchange for these pieces of paper in the process, Like these factories already exist. Desirable advanced technology will continue to be produced. Especially medical equipment and stuff. You kind of like having that fancy MRI machine, don't you? Like when your loved ones get injured, all those primitivist notions sort of fade away for a minute, don't they? Don't you want our fancy technology? That technology, right? Okay, it's a little bit sometimes, maybe. So yeah, The factories already exist. Yeah, volunteers. That's the thing. Volunteers are going to show up to produce these MRI machines and other desirable complex technologies into the future, into a future that is without money and the corresponding nuclear annihilation and other annihilations. Okay, so but guess what? So they're not going to need a monetary incentive to continue producing and distributing this important stuff like medical equipment. But what is going to stop is that you're not going to have so many volunteers uh, for like shipping all the random crap that Walmart and Target are shipping around. Okay, stuff like that. Without the monetary incentive, they're not going to do it so much. Logging, building pipelines, going to war. Not so much. And if some of you are still offended by me being like against war, right? Okay, let me clarify again. This is kind of an important point, right? It's a very divisive climate here, and you're like, we're gonna go attack the Arabs, we're gonna blow up the entire Middle East. Yeah. That attitude is quite prevalent. Yeah, people are still angry about 9/11, and like it's reasonable, okay, but you know where we screwed up is like on defense. Okay, we need, like I said, anti-aircraft guns near all these buildings. Not that I'm suggesting going and installing some there, but we might want to